Stay conscious, okay?
Open up, it's the police.
Fellas, I don't know, whatever you think I did.
No, don't.
Ow, my fucking nose!
Everything's gonna be fine.
Stay there! You give me no choice.
Mind the gap.
We're not getting out of this alive, are we?
Who are you working for? Tell me!
Who the fuck is Carl Davis?
It's nice to meet you both.
You too.
First, I wanted to ask you about the film. So it's with such a fast-paced and like high-octane thriller. What made you want to mix that with a video game style reality?
So I think I was just really excited about having the opportunity to kind of try and create a really immersive experience. I think kind of cinema is constantly changing, evolving, and I think there was this kind of a real opportunity to kind of make something kind of a little fun. And I was always really fascinated with the point of view action films. Holden Henry was a huge inspiration, and it just kind of felt like there weren't more of those films. So there was this kind of opportunity. I was also a big fan of films from the Dogma era, Festen, kind of the more. It's kind of quite free, where you're kind of almost like a docu-style approach to filmmaking. So that those were kind of, I guess, this inspiration, and then the game element, I think, was just something that I was kind of really interested in terms of the taking audiences through these different levels and these different stages, and so that kind of fusion became what is Bad Day at the Office.
Did you know that you wanted to do that kind of fusion before making the story, or did the story come first? Where did
It's a good question. Yeah. So it was the approach was first, and then the story we kind of built. It was kind of a little bit in parallel. We were kind of adapting the story a lot as we were developing the project. To how to I guess kind of with some I guess kind of narrative storytelling. The POV doesn't necessarily kind of quite lend itself, because you're kind of having to articulate things in a very, very different way. Like, how do you illustrate someone's late, for example? Normally you would have you'd cut to a clock and cut to a watch, and you cut there some POV. You're kind of, so it's just a very different type of cinematic language. But the approach came first, and then we then built the story around that.
See, that's where the graphics on the screen came from. Then instead of cutting between like a clock or
yeah, that was it was something that kind of evolved as we came to the edit. That kind of again, I was watching quite a few of these kind of like Insta reels, TikTok videos, and you'd kind of and almost like these kind of like closed captions, and I think they kind of becomes kind of an interesting way of playfulness of punctuating points, and so that kind of
There was a whole other way of bringing in other layers to it as well, wasn't it? Because the post principal photography, there was quite a long gestation period where you were going through it, cutting it, and then finding other ways to make it immersive for people. So we then had the ADR thought pass, and then that kind of lent itself to having the on-screen writing as well. All different ways in which she's bringing the audience right into the core of the story and the characters.
Yeah.
Speaking of the characters, how did you first get involved, and what drew you to the role?
I mean, you'd have to ask Chee how I got involved. I don't know. I got this crazy phone call one day, and then I got sent the script, and the script at that time was just mad. I've never seen anything like it, and it was a no-brainer right from the get-go. It was, I mean, first of all, it was like, shit, can I do this? I didn't think I could, and I didn't know why Chee would want me to. We had a chat on the phone, and Yeah, I mean, I was up for it. Once I realised that it wasn't getting me mixed up with somebody else, I was happy to get involved and try my best.
Did you what was it like filming? You filmed with GoPros,
Yeah.
right? What was that like? And where was it? And
It was for those of us that had the POVs, Tamar, Rada, was it, and uh,
Tim.
Tim.
Yeah. Tim,
Yeah, before we had like a rugby helmet on, with then a rig on it with two cameras on your face here and another camera on your chest. It was challenging to say the least. You know, it's very technical and very kind of intuitive. It felt like she wanted us as much as possible to wear the cameras, although we did have camera doubles who did amazing work. We worked closely with them as well to kind of try and coordinate what we were doing, how we were seeing things and stuff. But very challenging, just even in technical levels. Like often we weren't working with the other actor opposite us. So if I was being filmed by the camera double, Rada would be by the monitor watching what the camera was seeing as if that was her, and I had an earpiece in, so I would be saying my dialogue there and she would be at the monitor giving me the dialogue back in the ear, which sometimes, as you can imagine, things don't always work the way they say in the box, you know. So very challenging in that sense, but the whole experience was magical, you know. It really was down the rabbit hole for 6 weeks. It was amazing, more than 6 weeks.
what was the directing like with having to direct them in the
It was great. I was talking about earlier. It was really important. I mean, this could have gone horribly wrong.
Me still.
So there's still time.
Yeah, nobody's seen it yet.
No, but I think it was really key that everyone was on the same page, and that it was essential, the kind of collaboration of that. And I think it's a testament to John and the other actors who came on board, Rada, Tama, Tim, who really embraced this POV approach, because it is very technical, and it's kind of really but at the heart of it, and why I was really excited with John. I was a big fan of Sliding Doors, and of course his other work, and I think I really like this idea of this this character kind of unwittingly is kind of caught up in this kind of chaos and mayhem, but a lot of it with each of the characters, I think not only in terms of from a technical level, they brought something amazing, but also they brought so much to characters as well. Like they just kind of embodied it. We had a kind of we had a script, we did one script, and we had a basis, but actually a lot of what people see in the film is really coming from John and Rod and Tama, and they made it their own and embraced that. And I think like without that kind of collaboration, we wouldn't have what we have. So that I'm really grateful to, because often sometimes you work with some actors, and you know, there's some ways that some people like to kind of work, and here things had to constantly be molded and
Evolve.
And I think that was something where you'd kind of perform, and then you would then maybe you'd be looking at it and be like, okay, well, this isn't quite working, and maybe it's like, okay, well, this feels right for the actor, but actually it's not conveying it on with the POV, for example. So it's like it's very it's a slight different kind of feel, or where you're saying to the actor, just go out, and it's like, well, what do I see? Well, whatever you see, just film whatever you see, and what looks interesting. And because the amount of that kind of, again, that documentary approach of, okay, this actor's going to be going there, and you're going to go chase that actor. We can't go stop, cut, and then we're going to, so there's this fluidness to it. So it's really fascinating.
Speaking of the filming, and if you're just going to see it, it was filmed in Piccadilly Circus. Did you like shut the place down, or were they just so people?
There's people, there's real people around.
Yes,
and everything.
yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
no, we were very much all the time.
Yeah.
But that was part of it as well. And long takes, right? We
Yeah.
do long takes, walking through Brick Lane, all around
Yeah.
that area and stuff. Tour bus going around Trafalgar Square, Piccadilly Circus, like you say.